Hello, my name is Lisa Shea, and this is the Working From Home video seminar. This is broken up into 10-minute pieces so that it fits on YouTube, so be sure to follow along the pieces one after another so you get all the information that we've got here. All the text from all of these messages are on the lisashea.com website, so that you can go on there and print out the text of whatever piece of information you're looking for. And my parakeets seem to be adding some commentary in the background, so they'll be sure to chime in whenever they think they have something to add. If you want to contact me, there's contact information on the lisashea.com website, so you can contact me if you have questions on anything you see here. So I run websites from my house. One of the sites I run is bellaonline.com. We get 20 million page views a month. We have 300 editors that work with us. We do a lot of charity work and a lot of education work. But when the newspaper reporters come to interview me, they rarely talk about those things. They like to talk about how I must work all day in my hammock, have the laptop on my lap, that the sun is shining, the birds are singing, cabana boys are bringing me drinks, and that this is the life of luxury and ease. So they perpetuate this myth that working from home doesn't involve any work. The reality is that this is my desk, and this is where I work all day. I have a lot of work that I do. I've got a lot of projects I maintain. I've got 3 months of calendar hanging on my wall to keep things organized. I've got a record player so I can record my records into MP3 files. So there's always a lot of things going on. Working from home really involves work, and that's why people are paying you, because you're doing work and they're appreciating that work that you're doing. So if you have a nice strong work ethic, you can make a good amount of money working from home, but you need to keep in mind that it is in fact work, that it doesn't just come from nothing. If you watch the late night TV infomercials, they will always tell you that you just sign up at their website and you get yourself a mansion and a yacht. Suddenly you've got additions for your home, a swimming pool, education for your kids, and everything just rolls in without any work at all. This isn't true at all. There is no magic fairy. No one's just handing out mansions and yachts. If they did, then we would all have them. Working from home does in fact involve work, and it involves putting in the effort to get the rewards. One of the keys is not to fall for those get-rich-quick schemes like the ones you see on TV infomercials. They're the ones who get rich when you send in your $99 fee or $299 fee. Somehow they're paying for all those infomercials, and they're paying it because all these people send in money hoping to get rich quick. And the people don't get rich quick, but those infomercial producers do. So you want to avoid anything that involves an upfront fee or pyramid plans. Anyone that sits there asking for your whole personal information, like your address and phone number and everything else, if you fill that all in, then they're going to turn around and sell that to advertisers, and now they're making money off of you before you even get any information at all. So be very wary about who you give information to, and especially who you give any money to. Let's talk about some of the realities of working from home. It may seem that working from home is the ideal for everybody, and certainly it works very well for some people, but for some people it's just not a good way to be working. So let's think about reasons why. The first is when you're working from home, you're working generally by yourself. You might have a family member or two lurking around somewhere, but usually they're not helping you work as much as hindering your work. You're going to be trying to solve problems on your own, you're going to be brainstorming about challenges on your own, and while some people might thrive in this kind of situation, other people will get very lonely and feel very neglected. So you need to think really about how you are when you're alone. If you go out walking by yourself, are you sad and lonely that you're by yourself and wish you had a friend with you, or are you happy being by yourself? If you go to a restaurant by yourself, can you enjoy the food, or do you wish you had someone else there to talk to? If you're the kind of person who always wants someone to talk to and wants someone to share information with and to share the highs and lows, then working from home might be a very sad and lonely experience. If you're someone who can really thrive on your own and who can appreciate how to focus and how to appreciate things when you don't have other people around you, then you might be very good at working from home. So you need to think about where you would best be suited. Working from home has a great deal of distractions. There might be Law and Order marathons running. There could be laundry that needs to be done. Maybe the living room needs to be cleaned up. You could have to go shopping, or you could decide to go out and play in the garden. There's all sorts of intriguing things out there that you could want to do when you're working from home. You're going to honestly have to want to work and do that rather than do all those other things. Now there's ways around this, of course. Some people rent an office space and go off to their office during the day because that's the way that they found they can focus. Or you could have an office space with other people that you share so that you have people to talk to. Or you could go do work in like a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks somewhere else that has people around so that you're less likely to get distracted by your home situation. So the key here is to think about how you react on a daily basis to the things around you. You want to be in a place where you are really happy, because when you are happy, then you work very well, and then that brings in income for you. If you're very unhappy or very distracted by the things going on around you, then you tend not to get work done as well. So this is definitely in your best interest to really think about what makes you happy and what kind of environment you do the best work in, and to create that environment for yourself. You need to be a self-starter. A lot of people are unhappy with their boss and think they'd rather have no boss. But really, they would not get a lot of work done if they had no boss, because the boss is handling a lot of issues for them that they wouldn't want to handle on their own. The key in that situation is that maybe you need to get a much better boss, a boss that's nurturing and that will mentor you and that will help really guide you to grow, so they can still take care of the complaining customers and the other things that you don't want to deal with, and leave you to deal with the things you really love dealing with. The thing is, when you work from home, you don't have any boss and you don't have anyone to help you. So if a problem comes up with a complaining customer, you have to be able to deal with that complaining customer. Or if problems come with the issues, you have to be able to deal with those issues. If you're the type of person who likes to avoid issues and hope they go away, when you're working from home, those problems pretty much never go away. They always get bigger and bigger, which makes them harder and harder to deal with. So now you're avoiding them even more and more. You have to be the kind of person who is willing to step up and just deal with the issue or deal with the complaining customer and find a solution and move on with it. So you need to take a look at your own personality and see if you're the kind of person who's likely to do that. If you're not, then you could always find a much better boss and a mentor that would be a much better and happier environment for you. If you are someone who thinks they can deal with the problems, you can always learn how to deal with them better. You don't have to be perfect at dealing with problems or perfect at organizing your life. But if you have a few little skills, then you can grow them and you can learn even better and better techniques as you go. So you can definitely improve over time. But if you're the type of person who just doesn't want to deal with it at all and doesn't want to deal with cranky customers, it's better to know that up front and to find a work environment that lets you do the things that you do want to do. No matter what work from home plan you're in, there's going to be some people who tell you that you can make millions right away and that you don't need any sort of financial safety net. This is really never true. You should always have a financial safety net set for yourself, because you never know what kind of things life is going to throw at you. And most success tends to come slowly, so it will build up slowly over time, and you need to be prepared for the slow period at the beginning. In addition, pretty much everything that you do is going to involve an upfront cost. There'll be costs for buying business cards, for buying some envelopes, for buying labels, a couple of pens and pencils, some printer ink for the printer, maybe some startup business insurance. All of these things might cost only a little bit of money. You could get business cards for maybe $10 or $15, but if you add all of them up together, it adds up pretty quickly. So you want to be able to set out a financial spreadsheet for the next couple months and see what kind of financial information you need to get set so that you can go forward safely. And I give a lot of this information for you in the upcoming seminars. But make sure you plan for this. Don't just assume that you'll make millions of dollars and everything will be set. Because if it doesn't, then you'll get really stressed and then things will be even harder for you to get the work done. You want things to be as smooth and easy as possible and to plan for as many things as you possibly can. Networking is critical. Networking is when you go out and tell people about yourself, and it's a key aspect of gaining business. It doesn't have to be at a special networking event. It means that no matter where you are and no matter who you're talking to, you're giving a positive, enthusiastic account of what you do, and that you give out multiple business cards so that when they go and talk to someone else later, if the person's interested in your topic, they can hand out one of their extra business cards for you. You're turning them into a whole group of salespeople that you didn't have to pay for or train. The key here is that the person you talk to might seem to be a completely polar opposite of what you're trying to sell, but it could be that their husband or wife or that someone else they know is the perfect person for you. So if you tell them in a nice way about the kinds of things you do and they have a positive mental image about you, then when they go out and talk to their family and friends and someone says, oh, I need someone who does X, they'll say, oh, I just met someone who does X and here's their card. So that is a wonderful way to get more business for yourself. Be alert for any kind of opportunity, not to be pushy, but to be friendly. And when you are friendly and tell someone about the quality work you do, they're very likely to pass this information along to the next person they run into. So the key here is to really think closely about the kind of person that you are and the kind of atmosphere you'll be happy in. If the happier you are, then the more successful you will be, and the more content you will be, and the more work you will get done. So visit lisashea.com for more information about this, and be sure to follow along with the next pieces of the seminar. Thank you very much.